Hey, Leighton, it is Alicia, and I am so excited to interview you because, as you call yourself and as we call you, you're Miss Transcription. So, Leighton, say hi to everybody.
Hi guys.
Hi, guys. And before we get started, Leighton, and I jump into asking you the questions, what I want to ask you about is how you got started in transcription and take us a little farther back because what we all love to hear and how you've inspired so many people. I mean, in one of the groups that we're in, I'm not sure if you saw the message. In fact, I'm going to try to find the message while we're talking on the phone if Loretta or Sonia never gave it to you. But when people hear your story, they're so inspired to act, right? They're so inspired to do more, be more. And they know that from listening to what you've gone through, after that, they know that they can do it themselves. So your story is a very inspiring one. And I think it was O'Hare is the lady's name is Nicolette Campbell, and she said something dawned on me in class yesterday when Leighton spoke. A single mother with her kids and the desire to be successful. She is one of those success stories I heard Lorette speak about, and she took the class before Nicolette, so you had to pay for class. But the point that she's trying to make is that you have no excuses. Like there's no excuses not to be successful. Nicolette says, I used to complain that I didn't have internet, but I realized that my only excuse was me. And she says, we're all privileged and we have alternative options. We can all be successful. So she says, as in the wise words of Leighton, if it has to be, it's up to me.
Oh, I never saw that. Oh my
I'm going to send
God.
it to you. I'm going to send it to you. But this is what you're doing. Like you're telling your story and then you're teaching people what you know how to do and it's changing lives. And I'm not sure if you even realize the huge impact that you're having on other people, but you're going to have a bigger impact on more people when they hear your story. So now I'm going to turn it over to you and let you tell us a little bit about you and your story. Who is Leighton and how did you get started in transcription? Tell us about this road to transcription.
Okay, guys. Hi, my name is Leighton Price. I'm so happy to be here being interviewed by Alicia. She says I'm touching lives, and I'm happy to hear that. So, I started over 2 years ago. I went to a class that Alicia was having here in Jamaica to learn about earning on the internet. When I went, of course, I have no idea what I was going to learn and how I was going to make any money because I think of myself as being a person that has no skills. And of course, I have my kids to take care of, so I had to find a new way out of how to make some more money. Okay, so I went to Alicia's class. At the class, she said she would be teaching us how to earn online, and they taught us transcription. And I was like, wow, transcription is so easy. Even though don't have any skill, I am here able to listen and I'm able to type. So I know that I can do it. So I went ahead and I started doing it. And I've been doing transcription for over 2.5, going to 3 years now. And it has changed my life tremendously.
And so the work that you did before this, and you talk about how you worked at a little
Okay.
store, and in Jamaica
Okay.
we call that a wholesale. Tell us about that.
Okay, so before coming to the class, I did a 9 to 5 job. I worked at a wholesale, which is a little store out here, for 7 years. Upon the seventh year, I looked and realized that I had two kids. I am not making a future for them, and I'm not able to make a future for myself from that money that I'm earning. So I went searching, right?
And
Yes.
so yeah, and so you went searching and you found the class. Now we're going to get a little bit more into, how profitable it is and how much income you're making. But just to give us an idea of the difference in what you were making then from what you're making now, in your best month, how long would it have taken to make the money that you make in your best month? How long would it have taken to make that at the wholesale, like a year, or how long would it have taken?
Yes, absolutely. The money I made in my best month, it would have taken me 1 year because at the wholesale, for the hair, I earned like 400 and about $30,000 for the hair, and I'm able to make that in 1 month doing transcription.
Wow. All right, let me just give you a clap, and I know everybody wants to give you a clap. Now, that is the ultimate, what we call laptop lifestyle, because for all of you that are listening keenly right now, what Leighton just said is that what she was making in a whole year, that's 12 months in a whole year, she now made that in 1 month. Leighton, tell me how that felt when you looked at how much money you had earned for a month and you saw that it surpassed what you used to make in a complete year.
At least I have to keep pinching myself and shutting my eye and opening my eye. I'm like, is this for real? But it is for real. It's a new lifestyle. It's a laptop lifestyle, right?
And there's a lot of things that you had to do in order to make that happen and things that you had to do right, and we'll talk about that in this interview. But when people hear your story, they're like, all right, a teen mom, because you had your first child at 17, your second at 19, someone who was working for just over minimum wage for 7 years, right? And she totally changed her life 2 years ago when she really put her mind to this internet thing. And Leighton, let me ask you this. Do you have a degree in IT?
No, I don't. I have no
What about
degrees. I
what
have
about
no degrees.
I was about to say, what about a degree in transcription? But you beat me to it. You have no degrees. Did you go to college?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. So you graduated from high school?
Yes.
So you graduated from high school, but no special degrees, no special training or education school-wise, yet you made your yearly salary in a month. So now that everyone is ready and listening, I know that it's time to move on to really getting down to teaching us some of your tips and secrets. Now, we know that the way that you're making money online is that you're doing transcription on Fiverr. So my question for
Yes.
you is, how much do you charge? And I'm asking about, like, how much does a person, the newbie listening to this right now, how much should they charge when starting out on Fiverr? Answer that first. Like, when you first start out, how much should you charge and why?
Okay, so when I just started out on Fiverr, I charged $5 for each 30 minutes. Reason being, I had no review, so I had to come very competitive. Why? Because a lot of persons are charging $5 for 20 minutes and 15 minutes. So when I charge $5 for 30 minutes, new buyers that are coming in will be attracted to me more. But after I start getting reviews, after you guys start getting reviews, you can change from 30 minutes to 20 or 15 minutes as well. But we start at 30 minutes to attract buyers to us.
Right, that makes sense. So basically, you started out charging just $5 for 30 minutes. Now how much do you charge for 30 minutes on average?
For 30 minutes on average, I charge $20.
You charge $20. So you definitely increased your price. And are you still getting a lot of orders even though you've increased your price?
Yes, indeed, indeed I am, because the reviews are there.
So what the strategy is that you charge just a little bit of money to get the reputation and build the review. So it's basically, putting in your time, right? So you put in your
Yes,
time, you get the reviews, and then you can increase your price later.
yes.
All right, sounds good. So let's talk about transcribing a file. How long does it take to transcribe a file? So if we have a 30-minute audio, how long is it going to take to transcribe that file? Maybe give us the newbie time and then give us the experts time.
Okay, so when it comes to transcribing file, it all comes down to your typing speed. But as a newbie, you can take like up to 4 or 5 hours to transcribe the file without tools. But with tools, you can take 2 to 3 hours to transcribe a file. Okay, and we're going to show you those tools that will help to improve you and make you go faster in transcribing.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. So once you're more advanced in using tools, then you can really cut down the time significantly. Yes?
Yes, indeed.
All right, makes sense. So how do you transcribe so quickly? And I know that you have other people transcribe for you. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But if you're transcribing your own file, tell us about the tools that you use for that.
Okay, so when I'm transcribing my own file, my biggest tool is otranscribe.com, right? This
Right.
allows me to turn down my speed when typing. It allows me to move backward and forward very efficiently because of the keys that I'm able to use on the keyboard. So I also use voicebase.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I
And
use YouTube. Mm-hmm.
no, keep going, keep going.
Oh,
We're
oh,
listening.
oh. I use YouTube.com, right? I have a Dragon Naturally Speaking software installed on my computer. I use Google Voice to text. So I have all these tools. So whichever one fits the audio that I'm doing, I use.
And which one have you found that you use most often? If you could say this in the order of the tools that you use, which one do you use most
Oh,
often?
the
Would it
one
be
that
voice
I,
based or?
yes, the one that I use most often is voice-based. Majority of the time, voicebase.com.
And
The
how
excellent tool.
it is, and how significantly does voice based cut down on the work that you have to do? How significant is that?
It cut down on it very, very much because I don't have to type out what the person says. Voice-based types it out for me. All I have to do is proofread and edit it. So that cuts down on a
Bam.
lot of work,
That's
right?
awesome. All right. So don't try to do transcription without any tools, people. Now tell us this. What is the difference between verbatim and non-verbatim transcription? What's the difference?
Okay, a verbatim transcript means you're writing a transcript word for word, but you will also include all the utters and symbols. Example, writing the ums and ahs and laughters and passes. It's capturing every detail, right? A verbatim transcript. A non-verbatim means you're writing the transcript word for word, but not including the ums and the ahs.
Okay. And so, will you ask people if they want verbatim or non-verbatim? What's the most common that people are asking for? Is it verbatim or non?
Okay, so when persons ask you a file, if they want it verbatim, they will tell you from beginning, please include the ums and the ahs. If they don't ask for that, just ensure you give them a clean transcript without the ums
Okay.
and the ahs.
I can't see why people would want the oohs and the ahs in there, but
They, they said they want to capture the feeling of the person.
okay. All right, makes sense. Thanks for explaining that. What about a multi-speaker file, like me and you doing this interview right now? Can you transcribe that?
Sure, I transcribe speakers up to like as much I've done as much as 12 speakers in the past.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And do you
Mhm.
charge more to do multi-speaker files?
Yes, indeed. And persons pay you more to do multi-speaker files as well.
Okay. So would it be double your price or is it sometimes more? Does it just depend on the file?
It all depends on the file and the
Okay.
accent. Yeah.
And the accent. All right. So a lot of times when people are submitting to you their files, will you, you know, tell them that there are different prices and they pick which one is relevant
Okay.
to their, yeah.
Okay, so when I normally tell persons to send me the file so I can review it first. So when I review it and hear the amount of speakers, the accent, and that kind of thing, then I'll message them and say, I'll charge you this price because there's this much speaker, that kind of thing. Mhm.
Okay, got it. All right, perfect. Layton, you're giving us some golden tips. Thank you so much. So, yeah, this was the next question. Do you charge more for difficult files? So we said yes on multi-speaker files. If it's a difficult file or an accent, you're saying yes, you would charge more for that. Is that correct?
Yes, you charge more. Difficult file means like there's a lot of noise in the background, or the accent is very, very deep, and you'll have to spend a lot of time on that file to ensure it's accurate. So yes, you'll charge more.
All right, got it. Do you offer a discount for high volumes? Like, what if somebody comes to you and they're like, I have 6 hours of transcription that I want you to do?
Yes, you have to offer discount, and once it's that much, they will ask for discount as well. So
Okay, got
like,
it.
yeah, they will ask for discount. So you will tell them your normal price, and then you will give them the discounted price.
All right, sounds good.
Mhm.
Sounds good. I like that. So, in what format do you deliver the completed files? What format do you put them in?
Okay, so I deliver my files in Microsoft Word or Google Doc. So,
Okay.
but persons will tell you that if they want it in Google Doc, but most persons accept Microsoft Word.
Okay, got it. That makes a lot of sense, Microsoft Word. So this is the question that I would like to know, and we hinted on it earlier. And you're looking so fabulous in that photo, by the way.
Thank you.
I just had to add it. Now, tell us about, what I like to call it is the agency model. It's where you get an order in, but you don't actually do the work yourself. You have someone else do it for you. And everybody wants to know about this model because this is the ideal laptop lifestyle. This is how you get to not have to work so many hours in a day because you're hiring others to do the transcription for you. Tell us, how much do you charge in order to hire others to do work for you? So I'm going to have you transcribe something for me, and now how much are you going to charge me, and then how much are you going to pay somebody else so that you make a profit?
Okay, sure. I love this model. It gives me a lot of freedom. Okay, so for example, right, for a 60-minute file, I will charge between $30 to $60. It depends on if they want the time frame, if they want timestamp, how many speakers. But on average, I charge $30 for 60 minutes, right? So after
Okay.
charging $30 for 60 minutes, there are persons that I find to do it for $10.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I make a profit of like $20 right there.
And then, so how do you pick which files you're going to do yourself and which files you're going to give to someone else?
Oh, well, these days I basically give out all my files.
All right, living that lifestyle. So you're like, then you're just looking over things, proofreading and
Mm.
editing and um and keeping the profits.
Yes, and I don't do a lot of proofreading and editing because I train these persons on how to give me a perfect transcript, so I don't need to look over their work when they send it to me.
Wow. So
Yes,
you have really mastered this model. You're like not even doing the transcription anymore.
exactly.
Now
But
I know
it,
people listening to this are saying I want to get to that point myself. How do you get to that point? Is it after you have some great reviews and you increase your price, then you can get to that point?
Okay, so 2 years ago I started out doing all the transcribing myself. And to tell you, I didn't have any of these tools. I had to type out everything. So sometimes I start transcribing from 7 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the next morning. I'm still around the computer. This is when I was charging 30 minutes, $5 for 30 minutes. But I was excited because I'm making some money online, right?
Right, right.
After building up my reviews, I I started charging more. Even though persons still see 30 minutes for $5, when they message me, I will tell them $20 for the 30 minutes and they still pay for it because they see my reviews, right? So it's
Right.
important to build up your reviews online and then you start this model.
Nice, nice.
Okay.
So, give us an example, like how many hours a day do you spend working? And I'm saying that word kind of loosely because if you're having somebody else do all the work for you, I don't even want to use the word working. Maybe I'll use the word managing. Like how many hours a day do you spend managing your business?
Yeah, so like on an average 2 hours per day. Not 2 hours straight, like in between, in between, in between, in between.
In between. All
Yes.
right, understand that. So
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Congratulations on all your success, Leighton. I'm so excited for you. And, you have really built a good model. Oh, wow. And I know people are excited. And this question right here and your explanation has got people right now saying, that's what I want to build to, because ultimately having other people do your transcription for you allows you to definitely live this lifestyle where you're only working 2 hours a day max, and you're like 2 hours in between doing other stuff. So yeah,
Exactly.
this definitely is the ideal business. And you love teaching this and training this to other people, just because of the opportunities that it provides you. Is there enough transcription work out there for everybody?
There is not enough purses out there to do transcription. We need more purses. Why?
Okay.
Because we have purses making books on a daily basis. Purses that make books these days, they don't write it anymore. They record it on their iPad and stuff like that, other devices, and send it to us transcribers, right?
Okay.
We have podcasters, a lot of podcasters out there that need their videos transcribed. Now, why do they need transcribers to transcribe their podcasts and videos? The most one, because it helps them to be found in the Google search engine much easily. Because the Google search engine, they won't push up your video if there's no transcript to go with it. So that's why you have a lot of persons. Everybody on the internet need their videos and audios to be transcribed. So yes, there's a need for us out there.
There is a need for us out there. And I think that need is just going to increase as more podcasters come on, more people doing YouTube videos, more people doing webinars. Like the need for transcribers is just going to increase. As Leighton said, there's too many files out there to be transcribed and not enough transcribers. So that's the perfect business to jump into, right? Where the demand exceeds the supply. Now, Leighton, look at those cuties down there. These are Leighton's beautiful children, and here is my question. What has your transcription career meant to your family?
Okay, so first of all, as a transcriber, I am able to go where I want, when I want, and with who I want, right? Okay, and then my kids mean a lot to me, and I'm able to provide for them both mentally and physically. I can give them and myself a proper education, home, food, and clothing. I'm also able to supply all their needs and wants and spend quality time with them. Through doing transcription, I bought a land here in Jamaica and I'm building my house just from doing
Nice.
transcription. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Nice.
now, awesome. And now I'm at the point in my transcription career where I'm able to give myself a lot of freedom. With this freedom, I travel around teaching persons how to become great transcribers. I show them what I've achieved from transcription as a career, and I also encourage them, as I'm doing to you now, to consider transcription as a great career choice.
Wow. It's a beautiful story from where you came from to where you are today. Where are you headed, Leighton? You're doing more training, more transcription. Are you going to continue to grow this transcription business?
Yes, I'm going to continue to grow it. That's why we're making this course, right?
Great, yes. And getting it out there further. And, it has been my privilege to help you put this course together. And it's been my privilege to have you as a student and now to have you as a facilitator at all of our events. And I must tell you that I'm encouraging you to never stop speaking, never stop teaching, never stop facilitating, because as the message that I read you today when we first started this interview was impactful. There are so many other people out there. There's so many millions of people in the world that need this information, and their lives can be changed as well. you know, it's a great opportunity for someone who's looking for that perfect work at home, stay at home business, and I'm not just going to say gigs that they can do, but business that they can start off doing the transcription yourself, and then build, because you need to know how to do it. You need to know the ins and outs, right? Do it. It's not hard. You can do it. Use the tools, play around with it, and then build a business where, like Leighton, you're only working less than 2 hours a day because you're outsourcing all of the work. So, you know, I really encourage you guys, now that you've gone through the course and you've listened to this interview, it's time to get started. So, Leighton, give us some final words of encouragement. What would you like to say to everybody listening, you know, that give them a little bit of a poke? Go ahead.
Okay, guys, so I'm happy I wanted more. It is my desire to want more from my life and for my kids, why I went in search of a better life. So this is an opportunity for you to change your life right here, right? And I'll be happy to hear from any one of you guys and anytime and reply to your messages as well. I'm here to help and assist. This is what I'm here for. This is my purpose.
And Leighton, you know, she can do it, you can do it. So from Jamaica, everybody, say thank you to Leighton. Just say it out loud. Thank you, Leighton. This information will change your life, but you need to use it. So it's time to get busy. Turn off this interview now and go ahead and get busy. Use everything that you've learned. Put it to use. Post in our Facebook group and start to make that financial change and shift in your life where you're starting a very, you know, profitable business. Leighton, you told us that your best month was just shy of $4,000 in a month. You were just shy of making that $4,000 mark, and that is pretty exciting for people. So to make $4,000 working 2 hours a day, you know, being at home, spending the time that you want with your kids, and you're continuing, I have no doubt that you're going to double that, that you're going to double that best month, Leighton, sometime soon. So, guys, jump on the bandwagon, get some transcription done, and make some money. As we like to say, money, money.
Money,
Bye,
money. Bye,
Thank you
Lisa.
so much.
Thank you too.
You're awesome. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.